And this is where the story begins.
好，我现在才要开始讲故事，故事就从这里开始讲。
In that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
这里呢就讲到，在那一天啊，我会重建大卫倒塌的帐幕，
And close up the breaches and raise up his ruins.
然后呢把那个桥也建立起来，然后呢把那些破坏的呢重新建造起来。
I will build it as in the days of old,
我像古时一样，我要把它重新修造起来，
that they may possess the remnant of Edom,
使以色列得以东所剩余的余剩的。
and all of the heathen or all the Gentiles which are called by my name.
OK， 然后呢，就是说呢，他们要得着那个以东的渔民呐，不是所剩余的remnant 渔民呐哈。然后呢，以色列人呢也要得着列国外邦呢，就称为耶和华名下的列国外邦。
Now, what does it mean in that day?
那一天是什么意思？
That's one of the things that we have to unpack for you.
那这个就是我要为你们展开。
Because this is speaking of a time in the future from when this is written that the tabernacle of David will again be raised up.
因为呢，这是指向末后的事。阿摩司书呢，这个预言呢是又指向末后的有一天，那个大卫的会幕呢会重新建造起来。
Now, let's look back at history.
然后呢，再回到历史上来看，
Amos is a sheep herder in Tekoa.
这个阿摩司呢，他是牧羊的。
And he is given revelation that comes to him 2 years before there's a great earthquake in Israel.
他呢收到启示哈，在这个大地震前2年呢，他就收到启示说呢，将有大地震。
And when he receives this revelation, he goes up to the Sanhedrin and he says, I have a word from Yehovah.
所以那个时候，当他一收到这个启示的时候，他就到耶路撒冷的那个审批人的公会议会的那个里面呢，就跟他说：“我现在呢领受到耶和华的言语了。”
And so in front of the elders of Israel, the scribes write down every word that he speaks.
所以呢，那个是一个好像就是法院的这种场合啦。那当时呢，这个那个文士们呢，就在所有的众长老面前呢，一字一字的把阿摩司所讲的话就记录下来了。
Amos didn't write his own scroll.
阿摩司他没有自己写那个阿摩司卷。
He said, Thus saith Yehovah. This is revelation from heaven.
他就直接讲说耶和华的言语，然后这个是从天上直接来的启示。
And so the scribes wrote down every word.
所以呢，这些文士们就开始写每一个字，他从他口中出来的。
But they don't know whether this is the word of God or just a crazy shepherd.
但是不晓得呢，这个牧羊人呢所领受的到底是耶和华的言语呢，还是他自己发羊癫疯所讲出来的话呢？
So how will they know?
那到底你要怎么知道真的还是假的？
Because Amos said, 2 years from now, there's going to be a great earthquake. And he gave the details of what would happen with this great earthquake in the land of Israel.
好，因为呢，阿摩司跟他们说啊，2年以后将有大地震，而且他想把这大地震所发生的细节详细的事先讲述了一遍。
And he says, when that earthquake comes to pass, you will know that my word comes from heaven and not from me.
他就说啊，2年以后你们看到这大地震的确照我所描述的细节这样发生的时候，你们就会确信说呢，我告诉你们的话语的确是从耶和华而来的。
And so that scroll was kept in the temple and only after it was verified was it considered the word of a prophet, the word of Jehovah.
所以呢，阿摩斯啊，他那个话语被记录下来的时候，这个阿摩斯书卷呢是暂时被存放了2年之久，是等到大地震发生了以后，他们才说 OK， 这个是耶和华的言语，所以要把它放到圣经里面。
Here's another example.
另外一个范例，
Isaiah did the same thing.
以赛亚也是做同样的事。
They wrote down his words. Thus saith Jehovah.
他们呢，一样的把他的话呢，以赛亚口中所出来的话抄录下来。耶和华这么说。
He came up before the Sanhedrin many times and said, I have a word. Write it down.
他一样的到这个犹太的公会会堂的前面，就说呢，有好几次啊，就说我现在又有耶和华的言语了，你们把它写下来吧。
They hated him.
他们实在很痛恨他每一次来这样子。
They hated every rebuke.
他们呢，就是很讨厌从他以赛亚口中出来一些斥责的话语啊。
They wrote it down,
他们但是又不得不写下来。
but then finally they took him down into the Kidron Valley.
但是呢，他们到最后呢，是把他带到吉伦西去。
They strapped him down on a log.
他们把他那个跟一块那个大的木啊，把他木头把他把他绑起来。
And they sawed his body in half with a rusty saw.
然后他们用生锈的锯子啊，来回叽咕叽咕的要锯他。
While they were cutting him in half, they said, recant, recant.
他们就说当他们快要把他腰斩，就是斩断的时候呢，他就给他一个最后机会说：以赛亚，你现在还有机会把你的话语收回来。
He would not recant.
他说我才不嘞。
And when the saw snapped his backbone, he was dead.
所以当这个锯子啊，终于锯断了他的那个脊椎的时候，他就死掉。
Why do we have the words of Isaiah?
那为什么呢？我们现在还可以读到以赛亚的书卷的话语呢？
Not because they liked Isaiah.
不是他们喜欢以赛亚，
It's because the things that he prophesied came to pass exactly when and where he said it would come to pass.
是因为呢，就是他们发现，他们把以赛亚锯成2半以后啊。 以后事情的发生的时间跟那个事件跟那个细节，完全是照以赛亚所预言的。
Now, we go to Amos, the sheep herder.
好，我们现在再回到阿摩斯啊，这个牧羊人阿摩斯。
This is after we have spent 70 years in exile in Babylon.
这个是呢，我们已经呢经过了70年的被放逐到巴比伦的时候。
We came back into the land and we rebuilt the temple, but it was the Zerubbabel's temple.
但是呢，我们那时候是就是从巴比伦被掳归回，我们开始建另外一个圣殿，那个圣殿是所罗巴伯所建的。
Those who saw Solomon's temple wept when they saw this sorry excuse for Zerubbabel's temple.
所以呢，当初呢，他们还有看见过所罗门的圣殿的，那时候已经很年老的，他们看到所罗巴伯的圣殿被建起来的时候，他们开始哭泣啊。
And it is at this time that Amos gives us a history lesson.
好，就在这个时候呢，阿摩斯呢就给他们一个历史的课的教训。
He says that God Almighty is going to raise up again the tabernacle of David.
那个时候呢，阿摩斯呢就引述过去的历史的事情，跟他说：你们不要这么伤心，以后神呢有一天他会重新把大卫的帐幕又重新建立起来。
It says in English and perhaps Chinese that it is fallen, as if it fell down.
然后呢，在英文呢是用 fallen， 然后呢，在我们中文的和本叫倒塌。
That is not what happened.
这个不是真正发生的情况。
And the Hebrew doesn't say that.
在希伯来原文里面并没有说它是倒塌，没人维修太久自己倒塌。
We know exactly what happened to David's tabernacle.
我们知道说到底真正发生的事情。
After the death of David, Solomon built the temple.
因为呢，大卫死了以后呢，所罗门建造了圣殿。
He was given the equivalent of today's money, $1 trillion to build the temple.
他呢，那个大卫呢，留给他将近现在的币值大概1兆的美金啊，让他去建这个圣殿。
At the dedication of the temple, the priest carried the Ark of the Covenant on their shoulders and brought it from the tabernacle of David into the temple of Solomon.
就在那个写的所罗门献殿的那一天啊，那个祭司们就扛着约柜，把那个约柜呢，还有那个大卫的帐幕呢，一起扛到圣殿里面去了。
At that time, they broke down the tabernacle of David. They deconstructed it very deliberately, very carefully.
就是在那个时候呢，他们把那个大卫的帐幕呢，很小心把它 K 低了。
The tabernacle of David was then stored in a stone chamber on the Temple Mount.
就是说，他们把这个完整的大卫的帐幕把它给拆解，很小心的拆解，以后还可以装回去的拆解 ，OK， 然后呢，就把它放在那个这个耶路撒冷的那个那个圣殿山的一个石窟里面。
This is a holy place.
这里呢，那个地方呢是一个圣所。
It held the holiest object on planet Earth, the throne of the king, the future king, the Messiah.
OK， 这一个约柜的所在之地啊，跟大卫的会幕所在地，这个呢，就是一个全地球上最至圣所的所在。因为呢，这个约柜就是代表为将来的弥赛亚君王呢，他在地上的宝座就在这里。
I'm going to take you to another verse.
好，现在要到另外一个经文，
Isaiah
以赛亚书
chapter 16, verse 5.
16章第5节。
In mercy, the throne or his throne will be established.
OK， 一个宝座，或是他的宝座，是在他的慈爱里面被建立的。
This is speaking of the Messiah, the son of King David.
这是讲到的，就是弥赛亚，就是大卫的子孙。
That in the future,
那讲的是未来，
in mercy, his throne will be established.
他的宝座呢，必在慈爱中建立。
And in truth, he shall sit in it in the tabernacle of David.
而且呢，不只是这样啊，他呢在真理中啊，他会坐在这个宝座上面，而且这宝座是在大卫的会幕里面。
He will judge and seek judgment, and he will hasten righteousness.
然后呢，他就是在那个整个场景，就是他坐在大卫的帐幕里面，那个时候约柜在那里，他坐在那个约柜圣座上面是宝座，然后在那里呢行他的审判。
So Amos is not the only one that says the tabernacle of David will be rebuilt in the last days.
所以呢，阿摩斯不是先知里面唯一的一位说的大卫的帐幕有一天要重新被建造起来。
Isaiah says the tabernacle of David will be rebuilt.
同样，以赛亚在这里也讲到大卫的帐幕有一天要被建造起来。
The Messiah will sit in it.
弥赛亚要坐在大卫的帐幕里面。
Wait just a minute. The tabernacle is only big enough for one thing to fit in it.
哎，等一下，他这个大卫的帐幕啊，它的大小尺寸呢，只能够让约柜放在里面而已，
The Ark of the Covenant.
只能容得下约柜。
The Ark of the Covenant is literally the replica of God's throne in heaven upon the earth.
这个摩西啊，照这个建造的这个约柜啊，直接呢就是他看到天上神的宝座的样式，他把它复制了起来。
Do we have that image Here. Oh, there it is. It's a little difficult to see. A little bit difficult to see, but I'll give you an example.
好，这个呢，这样子你们有书上的，你就看书上的这个照片啦。现在讲
Paul
的是
and I
那个
will
封
give
面。
you an example.
好，我跟他呢，现在要两个呢，要表演给你们看啊。
The ark is a box.
那约柜呢，本身是一个盒子，
It's made of acacia wood.
是用了夹草木做的。
It's covered inside and out with solid gold.
那个木头的外面跟里面呢，都是用金铺上去的。
On top of the box is the seat of mercy.
这个柜啦，它的那个上面呢是叫做施恩座，
The,
那个
co-
盖子叫做施恩座，
the covering.
那个盖子叫做施恩座。
What does it cover?
那这个盖子为什么叫 covering？ 为什么叫 covering？ 它盖什么？
The broken stones of the broken covenant.
所以呢，这一个施恩座是遮盖的那个那个石板哦，还有还有那个石界那个约。
The pot of manna. The manna that we complained about.
就是那个呢玛纳啊，就是那个玛纳，那个玛纳装在罐子里面，那个是过去我们以色列人吃到哦，觉得不好吃的玛纳。
Aaron's rod that we remonstrated against. No, we're not going to have him rule over us.
那个还有呢，就是亚伦呢发芽的杏枯干发芽的杏枝杖，那个杖呢，当初呢是为什么？这是因为我们说我们才不要听亚伦，为什么他讲的我们别人都不每个人都要遵守？
And what covers them?
然后呢，到底用什么来遮盖这些
A？ solid gold seat of mercy.
就是呢，是用一个整个完全是纯金的打造出来的这个遮盖，这个盖施恩座，把它盖上去。
Mercy is withheld judgment.
什么
Withheld deserved judgment.
什么叫恩啊？这个我们其实啊，它是叫做那个 mercy 啊，怜悯啦。做照英文来讲是怜悯盖啦。OK， 那到底为什么叫做怜悯的盖呢？因为呢，怜悯是把审判呢给它拉回来的。
And what's the atonement?
那什么是叫做那个atonement day of atonement 赎罪？
What is the atonement? The high priest on the Day of Atonement comes before the Ark of the Covenant.
好，那大祭司呢，就是每年呢在赎罪日的时候要到这个约柜的前面。
He has a fire pan full of incense from the altar that he puts down in front of the mercy seat.
他会拿着一个那个火叉啊，火盆啊，那盆里面呢就是有很多燃烧的那个香啊，然后呢，他要到那个约柜面前啊，他把它倒在前面。
He takes blood, and this blood from one of the twin goats,
然后呢，他必须要从那个双胞胎的那个羊的那个血啊，他必须要取那个，然后
that's the wrong picture, take that down.
那个照片是错的，请你们不要放，
That doesn't help a bit.
那反而会搞混。
Then the high priest dips his right index finger into the blood and shakes it 7 times on the right hand side of the mercy seat.
所以呢，这个大祭司呢必须要用他的那个右手的食指啊，然后呢沾在这个羊的那个血里面呢，要这样子沾一次，弹一次，沾一次，弹一次，总共7次，在约柜的施恩座的东边。
Never on the left hand side.
右边哦，那绝对不可以把它不可以撒在左边。
Now, Paul and I are going to demonstrate what the Ark of the Covenant looks like.
好，现在呢，我们就要给你示范说呢，这个约柜呢，到底真正的样子是什么？
2 angels stand on each end, and the mercy seat is actually attached to the angel.
OK， 就是说呢，在这个约柜是长方形的，然后呢左右两边就是各站 一个天使，这个天使呢也是纯金打造，他们是跟这个盖世同一块纯金一起打造起来，是同一块。
They have a staff in their hand that goes down and attaches to the side of the mercy seat.
然后他们手中是有拿着那个杖，那个杖呢是会一直通到地上，然后这个是而且是贴着这个杖本身也贴着约柜的边缘的一起的。
They have a front wing that covers their body and goes down to their feet.
然后呢，他们前面的翅膀呢是这样子往下呢盖住他们的脚。
And their back wings come up across the back and meet.
然后呢，他们的那个另外的一个翅膀啊，就是在约柜的另外一边。我刚刚讲的是手放在这边哦，现在另外一个翅膀呢是在这边，然后两边呢对接，所以是他们的互相接触到，就在这个约柜的另外这一边。
This forms the back of the seat of mercy.
这个呢，就所谓成为这个怜悯座，或者我们叫施恩座的那个靠背。
This is the throne of the future king of Israel, the son of David.
这个呢，就是未来的大卫的子孙弥赛亚所要做的宝座的靠背。
He will sit in the tabernacle of David on the Ark of the Covenant, and from this throne he will execute righteousness and judgment in the world.
所以呢，以后呢，他会就是坐在这个大卫的帐幕里面的那个约柜上面的怜悯座的上面，然后这个靠着那个靠背坐着，那这是他的宝座，他在那里执掌他审判的王权。
Now you'll see this on the cover of the Mystery of Iniquity.
所以你们看这本书的封面呢，你仔细看呢，就是我们刚刚所描述的那个约柜的长相。
I don't want to get too far ahead in the story.
OK， 你们呢就还是仔细听我现在要讲的。
But before Yeshua rules the earth for 1,000 years,
但是在耶稣呢，他执掌就这样子执掌王权1000年以前。
the man of sin, the destroyer, will sit in the tabernacle of God, not the temple, but the rebuilt tabernacle of David, declaring that he is God.
就是那一个大罪人，就是那个毁灭者，他会坐在神的会幕，不是神的殿中。然后呢，他会坐在神的宝座上，自称他是神。
American Christians have been trying to tell the world that the third temple will be built.
美国的基督徒们呢，在告诉全世界说，第三圣殿将会被盖起来。
And everyone is picturing a stone temple, like the temple of Solomon or Herod.
所以呢，这个每一个人脑筋里面的图像呢，就是好像所罗门王殿或是那个希律王所建的那个石头的殿。
Why do they think that? Why are they picturing this?
为什么他脑筋会有这样图像呢？
Because in 2 Thessalonians, it says the man of sin will sit in the temple of God, declaring himself to be
因
God.
为呢，铁索罗尼迦后书呢有讲到说，那个沉沦之子就是大罪人呢，会坐在神的殿中自称为神。
The temple of God is not prophesied to be rebuilt. What does Amos say?
神的殿啊，并没有在预言里面说要被重建起来的，但是呢，在阿摩斯的的确预言清楚讲是什么被重建起来。
The tabernacle of David, the namesake of this organization. The tabernacle of David will be rebuilt.
清楚讲的是说，大卫的帐幕要重新被建立起来，就是这个机构的名称 TOD。
There will be a stone temple, but that's not until the millennial reign of the Messiah.
的确呢，是会有一个用石头再重新盖起来的圣殿，但是呢，必须要是弥赛亚呢在千禧年的王国他所建造的。
we're going to need a larger edifice because all the nations of the world will be required to come up to the Feast of Tabernacles and worship the King at his birthday party, the Feast of
到
Tabernacles.
时候那个整个那个圣殿的那个地基啊，还有那个台啊，那个平地哦，那个地哦，还要更扩张很多。因为呢，到时候呢，在千禧年的时候呢，连列国都要上来耶路撒冷守住棚节。
But where did the prophet say that Yeshua is going to be reigning from?
但是呢，到底这些的先知们一再说弥撒以后要在哪里统治呢？
That's right, the rebuilt tabernacle of David sitting on the Ark of the Covenant.
他是坐在这个，虽然那个殿是盖好的，但是呢，弥赛亚仍然是坐在大卫的会幕中。刚刚讲的那个约柜的施恩座上面，在那里行他审判的王权，那是他的宝座。
Okay, now,
不要呼吸，不要呼吸。Don't breathe。揭秘了。印度给你个力气，这个。
the tabernacle of David was broken down at the time that the ark moved into Solomon's temple.
所以这个大卫的帐幕呢，刚刚就说过，那个所罗门把那个约柜搬进来了以后呢，也同时把这个大卫的帐幕呢，很仔细的把它拆解、那个保存好。
This place that held the glory of God was sanctified and holy and was put in a special stone chamber all by itself.
然后呢，这一个有神的荣耀的这个东西呢，是已经被放在一个洁净的这个石窟里面呢，保存在那里。
Now, Jeremiah prophesied that the temple was going to be destroyed.
耶利米呢，他本来就预言说呢，圣殿要被毁了。
He said that we would be taken into Babylon for 70 years.
他呢宣布说了，我们将被掳到巴比伦70年之久。
Because for 490 years, we didn't keep the Sabbath land rest.
因为呢490年之久呢，我们没有让地图守安息年。
And this is what Moses said before we ever entered the promised land.
就这个呢，根本我们还没有进迦那应许之地的时候，摩西就已经跟我们讲清楚了。
Every 7 years, you are going to let the land rest.
每7年呢，你就要让地图休息啊。
If you don't let the land rest,
如果你不要这样做的话，
I'm going to have your enemy carry you away into another land, and while you're gone, the land will rest.
如果你不这样做的话，我就必须是这样，让你的仇敌来把你们掳到别的地方，好让地图可以享安息年。
So he said, we're either going to do it my way, or we're going to do it my way. But we're going to do it my way.
啊，说了，你们呢，所以你喜欢也好，不喜欢也好呢，就是呢，就是你们呢，要么就依照 my way，OK， 如果不喜欢 my way 呢，还有一条 way 呢，也是叫做 my way， 但是这个 my way 你们是很难过的 way， 搞来搞去还是 my way。
Jeremiah is prophesying in the land of Israel, and he said, this whole thing is coming down. God's judgment is coming upon this nation.
所以耶利米呢，在那个时候呢，这个他所发的预言讲得很清楚，说我们这个时候呢，全部都是要被俘虏对，而且呢，那个城墙会被拆毁，圣殿会被毁。
King Yoshia comes to the throne when he is 8 years old.
那个约西亚王啊，8岁登基。
When he is 23 years old, the word of Jehovah comes to Jeremiah.
当他23岁的时候呢，耶和华的话语临到耶利米。
The king listens to Jeremiah and he repents.
那个约西亚一听到耶利米的话语，他当场就悔改。
When he repents, the king says, go in and clean up the temple. It is in disarray.
啊，那个时候呢，他那个约西亚一悔改，马上就命令他耶利米说：“你赶快给我进到圣殿里面，去那边清理门户啊。”
And so they go in and they start getting the temple cleaned up.
所以呢，他们那时候呢，进到那个圣殿里面，开始洁净圣殿。
For hundreds of years, the temple has been in disrepair.
这个圣殿荒凉几乎100年之久，
They have not been keeping the feast.
没有守任何耶和华的节期，
The people don't know the commandments of God.
甚至呢，那个世代的人呢，完全不晓得耶和华神的妥拉的教导，
They're living like a bunch of heathen.
根本就跟外邦人没有两样。
It says that the houses of the Sodomites were on the Temple Mount.
那时候甚至讲说，那个索多玛，像这样子索多玛的屋子，居然在圣殿山里面。
These are whorehouses for Sodomites, male homosexuals on the Temple Mount.
这个呢，就是他为什么会有这个索多玛，因为索多玛就是男妓。 他们男妓呢，具有祭司的身份，是拜那个巴利庇尔神的，所以他们在那里当做祭司，又在那边行淫的引导以色列人。
This is why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed in the days of Abraham, hundreds of years earlier.
这个也就是为什么神那个时候呢，在亚伯拉罕的那个时代呢，就在这一个刚刚讲约西亚那几百年前呢，他就把所罗门和蛾摩拉给灭了。
But who's preaching the word?
但是呢，在那个时候，有谁还在传讲神的话语呢？
Jeremiah is the one who's preaching the word, calling the people to repentance.
就剩下耶利米啦，大声疾呼啊！在以色列，你们要悔改。
And so, the king says, get the temple cleaned up. We're going to obey God.
所以呢，那个耶西亚啊，那时候就说耶利米，赶快去啊，把在这个圣殿上给我清理门户啊。 然后呢，我们要洁净啊！
An amazing thing happens.
哇，那个让人惊异的事情发生了。
They find the Torah scroll in the temple. And they haven't seen it for hundreds of years.
他们呢，居然找到了他们眼睛100年没有看见过的妥拉经卷。
We can't even imagine there not being a Bible in the land of Israel for hundreds of years, but that is exactly the world in which Jeremiah was prophesying.
我们很难想象啦，即使说现今的以色列，你想象以色列全地没有一本圣经，没有了100年，大家没看过一本圣经。可是我告诉你，这就是耶利米他奉神的话语发预言那个年代那个背景，就是像这样子。
The king's scribe, whose name is Shaphan, brought the Torah scroll and read it to the king.
然后呢，这个王的文士叫那个名字，然后呢，他就拿着这个妥拉的经文啊，妥拉卷呢，拿给了这个约西亚。
The king tore his royal garments and began weeping like a baby.
然后约西亚看到这个光景啊，他就撕裂他的黄袍啊，然后在神在面前呢，在这个就开始好像一个婴孩嚎啕大哭起来。
We are in so much trouble, I can't even imagine it.
所以说，我们今天啊，居然败落到这个地步，我自己做这个王的，我完全无法想象。
You lying, lazy bunch of priests.
你们这一大群的那个又懒惰又那个讲假的预言的这一些的祭司们。
You Levites were supposed to be teaching this. I'm reading it right here. You were supposed to teach this to the people.
你们这祭司们一个重要的职责之一啊，就是要拿着妥拉教导我们以色列百姓。我现在手中就拿了1卷的妥拉。
You go out and find me a prophet who can tell me what we need to do.
你们现在就给我去找一个先知来，到底我们现在当如何行？
You Levites and priests are absolutely worthless.
你们这些利未人，你们这些亚伦的后裔的祭司们啊，你们就全部是一帮的那个吃闲饭的家伙。
Now I'm just, I'm actually quoting from the book of the Kings.
我现在呢，就是从那个列王记上、列王记下再跟你们讲。
我们今天早晨 很奇特的。我们今天读经的经文是历代之下34章，就是讲约西亚做王。
Yeah, this morning they're reading the second Chronicle and talk about King Yoshia.
然后讲了希勒家得到这个律法书，
And he regained the Torah scroll this
The
morning.
Holy
That's
Spirit is
Yeah.
preparing you for this very thing.
Yes, yes.
所以呢，圣灵呢，真的就是圣灵的印记，在这个张长老身上，让他
So they went and found Jeremiah's aunt Huldah.
所以呢，他们就找到这个耶利米的那个阿姨啊，叫后大，户勒大，叫户勒大。
This is Jeremiah the prophet's aunt.
这个呢是那个先知耶利米的阿姨，
This is his uncle's wife.
这就是他的叔叔的太太。
She comes before the king and says,
阿姨啊，婶婶啊，哎呀，太对，
she comes,
都是 auntie 啦。Because in China, we have like specific name. It's just not just auntie, like specific name for So okay. But anyway.
she comes before the king and says, you are in deep, deep trouble.
所以呢，这一个婶婶呢，就来到这个约西亚王的面前啊，说你的麻烦可大了。
But because you have repented,
但是呢，因为你悔改，
you have reestablished the feast of Yehovah.
因为你重新让以色列民开始过耶和华的节期，
You brought together the entire nation for the feast of Passover like it hasn't been kept in hundreds of years.
你这数百年来啊，第一次啊，你把召集以色列的男丁们、会众们在耶路撒冷守这个大事的来庆祝，来守这个逾越节，这几百年难见的事情了。
You called the entire nation together and you stood by a brass pillar in the temple and you read the Torah and made a commitment to keep the Torah.
然后呢，你居然还站在这个圣殿前面那个铜柱面前啊，你拿着妥拉呢，对着以色列人来宣读妥拉，
Because you have done this,
因为你做了这个。
the destruction that Jeremiah has prophesied will not happen in your lifetime.
耶利米先知啊，所预言的，在你这个世代不会发生。
You are going to the grave in peace.
你会平平安安归到你列祖的坟墓。
But after that,
但之后，
the judgment of Yehovah is going to come upon this nation.
耶和华的审判会临到这个国家，
The temple will be destroyed.
圣殿依然会被摧毁。
You will go into captivity for 70 years. There's no way out of it.
你们呢，还是得到巴比伦被掳70年，这个没有其他的出路。
So, King Yashiel lives a good long life.
所以呢，约西亚呢，他就日子满足，
He has several sons.
还有几个儿子。
And then, in the days after he dies,
当他死了以后，那天
King Nebuchadnezzar from Babylon comes to take away Judah into captivity.
他死了以后啦，然后那个尼布甲尼撒王呢，就来围攻犹大，然后呢，把一些的贵胄就俘虏走了。
Yoshia's grandsons get taken into captivity into Babylon.
约西亚的他的曾孙啊，也被尼布甲尼撒王掳到了巴比伦去。
You probably remember their names.
你们可能记得他的名字，
Daniel,
但以理
Hananiah,
那个哈纳尼亚，
Azariah,
还有那个阿撒拉亚，
Mishael,
米色什么色，
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Is that Chinese? Is that Chinese name?
I couldn't even it's hard to
You know, the,
recall their name in Chinese.
okay.
Yeah.
These are King Yoshia's grandsons.
撒利亚， OK， 这些呢，你看到的这些名字，但以理、哈拿尼亚、米沙利亚、撒利亚，他们全部都是王的后裔啊，是皇族血统的。
They personally knew Jeremiah.
他们跟耶利米是认识的。
They were part of the great revival in the land of
他们
Israel.
这几个年轻人啊，年轻的皇室血统的成员啊，当初那个他们说西西亚，就也耶利米预言，然后约西亚那个属灵大复兴的时候，他们年纪还小，参与在其中。
They were the first generation to be trained in the Torah and in all the wisdom of Israel.
你知道，这都已经很久很久来，他们算是已经是第一代的，被用那个妥拉来教导，有那个神来的智慧来教导的。
And when they were carried away into Babylon,
当他们被掳到巴比伦的时候，
Jeremiah was arrested.
那时候耶利米也被逮捕了，
He was imprisoned in the city of Jerusalem.
他在耶路撒冷坐监。
And the Babylonians built a siege wall all the way around
就
Jerusalem.
在那个时候呢，巴比伦王啊开始围城啊，就在那个耶路撒冷的四围啊，他们筑起那个土墙啊，把他们全部围起来，
No one gets in and no one gets out.
就是没有人能够进，也没有人能够出。
Jeremiah said, "Go peacefully into captivity, because you will go into captivity, because this is God's judgment on you."
耶利米啊，就跟他们说，你们要平平安安的，不要抵抗，乖乖的，让巴比伦王把你们掳到耶路撒冷去，掳到巴比伦去，因为那个这个巴比伦王是耶和华神审判的刀，你不要抵抗。
You can go peaceably, or you can go by the sword, you can go by famine, and you can go by death and disease.
OK， 就是说呢，你们可以平平安安的，不要抵抗，这样子走去，或者是呢，你们不想去呢抵抗的话，那你会有饥荒、刀剑、战争，搞到最后你还是北被掳去。
The king decided that he's going to fight.
但是那个王呢，决定说他要打仗。
The siege wall keeps food from coming into the city.
因为呢，巴比伦王所围的那个在耶路撒冷建起来的这个围墙啊，他们那个食物都运不进去，
People are starving to death.
所以呢，城内有大饥荒。
Disease is rampant
因
in
为
the
饥
city of
荒所
Jerusalem.
带来的瘟疫呢，蔓延起来。
The dead, they begin throwing over the wall just to get them out of the city because their corpses are rotting in the streets.
这样子瘟疫啊，饥荒死亡的如此之多呢，以致他们不得不把尸体呢抛出耶路撒冷城墙之外啊，因为那些尸体都开始腐烂发臭了。
At this time, the word of the Lord comes to Jeremiah.
就在这个时候呢，耶和华的话语呢就临到先知耶利米。
This is in the 32nd and 33rd chapters of the book of Jeremiah.
这是在那个耶利米书的32章跟33章。
The word comes to him and says, "Your cousin Hanamiel is going to come to you and offer you a parcel of land."
就是说呢，你的堂兄或堂弟啊，哈拿尼亚还是亚拿尼亚，就是呢会来跟你买，就是要卖他的地啊，在这雅实土的那块地啊，还是雅图石？哇 ，OK， 好，就是那块地。
The Spirit says where the land is.
I'm sorry,
The
sir.
Spirit tells him where the land is.
那个圣灵有告诉他说那一块地是什么？
It's outside the wall of Jerusalem, but inside the siege wall.
OK， 听
No
众
man's land.
，OK， 听重要哈。这一块地的所在之地呢，是在耶路撒冷城墙之外，可是又是在那个尼布甲尼撒所建的那个围墙之内。
It's littered with dead bodies.
在那一块地啊，没有人居住。那一块地现在呢，堆满了从那个耶路撒冷城墙里面抛出来的腐臭的尸体，躺在那里。
the Lord said, your cousin is going to offer you this land in this area. Buy it.
然后呢，神啊就跟耶利米说，你这个堂兄啊，他呢就是要来卖给你我刚刚跟你讲的那一块地，然后呢，你得要买它下来。
Now this doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
这个呢，实在是很荒谬的，对不对？
And you probably can appreciate this.
你们可能还可以了解一下这个。
He doesn't know if the Lord really said this or if he just imagined it. This is a crazy idea.
因为这个主意实在太荒唐了，所以他要想说，哎，今天到底是耶和华神的确清清楚楚告诉我，还是我自己凭空想象出来？怎么会有这样疯狂的主意呢？
And a few days later, his cousin comes to the prison. Hananiel comes to the prison.
这个结果呢，这个几天之后啊，哈拿灭就真的呢跑来呢跟他说他要卖那一块地。
And Hananiel says to his cousin Jeremiah,
哈拿灭就跟他的这个堂兄或堂弟那个耶利米说啊，
I want you to buy this parcel of land, which is in the area of Anatote, because it is your right to redeem it.
他说啊，因为呢我们两个是算是至亲的当中的，所以呢今天呢我要卖在这个亚拿图的那块地，好。 那块地哈，然后呢，因为呢，你是有去赎这块地的权利的，所以呢，我要叫你来买。
As soon as the words come out of his mouth, then Jeremiah says, then I knew this was the word of the Lord. It's exactly what I heard in the Spirit 3 days before.
那个时候呢，当他的这个堂兄讲这个话的时候啊，那个耶利米呢，那时候当场就明白了，他说。 我3天前呢，在我的灵里面所听到的那个声音啊，告诉我啊，的确是从耶和华神而来的。
How much do you want?
好，你要卖多少钱
17 pieces of silver.
啊，17舍克勒银子。
17. That's nothing.
17舍克勒是很便宜啊，
That's dirt cheap.
超级钱比大件卖。
But everyone is being carried away captive into Babylon.
但是呢，哇，很多人都要被掳到巴比伦去了。
This land is so worthless, nobody could imagine it being worth 50 cents.
就说呢，那个就算5毛钱都嫌贵啊，这个大家都被掳走了，买地干嘛？
So, Jeremiah is in the gate of the prison, and there are elders there.
所以呢，那个时候耶利米呢，就还是在坐监牢哦。所以他在这个监牢的门口呢，还有长老在那里。
In front of these elders, he weighs out the silver and gives it to them.
所以呢，在长老的见证之下呢，他就凭了那17舍克勒的银子，就交给了他的这个堂兄。
Then Jeremiah has his personal scribe, Baruch, who wrote the book of Jeremiah.
所以当时呢，耶利米就叫他的那个文士啊，叫做巴录。这个巴录呢，也就是写耶利米书的那个文士巴录。
And so Baruch then wrote the 2 title deeds.
这个巴录呢，当场呢就写下2份的地契。
One is for the person that bought it, and the other goes into the house of records in Jerusalem.
一个的地契呢是由买主呢自己保存下来，另外一个地契呢就是保存在耶路撒冷的地政事务所。
But Jeremiah said, now take both of those records and put it in an earthen vessel and seal it up.
但是呢，耶利米呢就是跟这个文士讲说，好，现在呢这2份啊，你都全部把它用那个土的那个泥的那个罐子。 把瓦器把它那个放到里面，而且呢也要把它给封起来。
Then he tells Baruch to bury the earthen vessel in the parcel of land that he just bought.
然后呢，他就叫这个文士巴录呢，你就把它呢放这2个地契这个罐子呢，就把它放到那个我所买的那一块地，你挖个洞把它埋下去，保存在那里。
And while he is gone, then Jeremiah prophesies.
然后呢，当这巴路走的时候呢，耶利米呢就开始发预言了。
This land is going to be bought and sold again in the future.
将来在这地必有人再买房屋田地。
There are going to be vineyards in this parcel of land.
甚至呢，就在这个耶利米所买的这个地将来呢还会有葡萄园在那里。
And God will bring his people back into this land.
然后神呢会自己把他的子民带回来。
Now I'm going to tell you where that parcel of land is.
我现在呢要告诉你们说，耶利米买的那一块地到底在哪里？
I lived in the old city of Jerusalem for many years.
我住在耶路撒冷旧城很多年，
I have taken thousands of people to that parcel of land.
我带过几千人呢去参观那一块地。
Back in the first century, it was a vineyard, and they also had a wine press in that garden.
OK， 那一块地呢，在第1世纪的时候呢，那里是一个葡萄园，而且在那个葡萄园里面呢，居然还有一个榨酒池。
That was a garden that was owned by a very wealthy man.
然后这块地呢，现在是由一个非常富有的人所拥有的。
There is a cistern, a carved out stone cistern that held over 1 million gallons of water in that garden.
就在那块地呢，还有一个那个凿出来的一个大石窟，那个大石窟大水池那个是蓄水池它可以储存100万加仑的水。
And in that garden, the man made a personal tomb for himself.
然后呢，那个人呢，他就为他自己做了一个坟墓。
Not only was that a vineyard, but that is the tomb where Yeshua was buried.
所以呢，那里呢不是只有一个花园，也不是只有葡萄园，那里也有坟墓，那就是耶稣埋葬的地方。
And less than 50 meters away is a cave which is known as Jeremiah's Grotto.
然后呢，就离那个地方的50尺之远那里呢就是大家所知道的叫做耶利米石窟。
Now, how much time do we have right now? So I know how to tell the story.
OK 还有多久的时间？还有20分钟 ，20 minutes。
I've got what?
20 minutes。
20 minutes. The Babylonian siege engines are launching huge boulders with nets and pitch on fire and smashing down the walls of Jerusalem.
所以尼布甲尼撒的那个围城的军队他们那个时候所制造，他们有那个抛石器战争的抛石器，他们用那个抛石器呢，他们呢用那个网子，然后呢里面有火炭什么的这些东西是着火的 ，OK， 然后就这样子，咚，这样子不停的扔向耶路撒冷城里面。
This is the final siege of Jerusalem.
这是最后耶路撒冷要被攻陷的时刻。
And Baruch records what happens next.
然后这个文士巴录呢，就把接下来的场景记录下来。
This was written in a scroll and buried in the land before they were all carried away.
这个呢，巴录所记载的那个事情呢，是记录在一个书卷上面。然后这个书卷呢是埋在地上的，那个是在他们被掳走以前的事情。
That scroll that Baruch wrote was then found just 160 years before Yeshua came.
然后那个这个文士巴录呢所埋下去的那一个书卷那个是在耶稣降生前的160年才又被重新发掘出来。
And when it was found, this is what it said.
然后他们呢把它打开了一看，上面写什么呢？
During the siege of Jerusalem,
在耶路撒冷被围城的时候，
Jeremiah received a revelation vision from Yehovah.
耶利米先知呢从耶和华神呢得到了异象。
The Lord told him to gather together some of the faithful priests for a very dangerous mission.
主告诉他说：“你现在去给我招聚那些很忠心的这祭司们，然后要完成一个危险的任务。”
He was told to take those priests and go up onto the Temple Mount and to take the Ark of the Covenant, the Tabernacle of David, and the articles of furniture away and hide them in a cave.
这个危险的任务呢，就是呢，你们先要去到耶路撒冷圣殿里面呢，拿走三种的东西。第一个是约柜，第二个就是那个大卫的帐幕，第三个就是那个金灯台、陈设饼这一些的物件。
Time prohibits me from giving you all the details now,
现在时间不够，我没有办法把所有的细节给你铺陈出来。
but this is what happened.
啊，重点在这里。
Underneath the Temple Mount, it is riddled with caves throughout Mount Moriah.
就是在这个圣殿山啊，或者是摩利亚山啊，它的这个下面啊，里面是石窟呢，是天然的石窟石洞，这个网络呢是四通八达的。
Solomon built a sand hydraulic elevator system in the Holy of Holies to hide the Ark of the Covenant in the time of siege.
这个所罗门王啊，他呢建造了一个叫做那个流沙重力干港启动系统啊，就是呢把它建在那个耶路撒冷至圣所里面啊。
And so Jeremiah went into the stone chamber as he was told, and he got the tabernacle of David.
所以呢，这个耶利米呢就进到了这个至圣所里面，启动了刚刚讲的那一套系统啊，然后呢把那个约柜给运走了。
They carried it down through the subterranean passages under the temple platform.
一切呢都是在地底下秘密运行的，所以他们就在这个时候至圣所的那个流沙重力干港系统一启动了以后呢，那个约柜降下去，他们在下面等，然后就在那个下一层的四通八达的地道里面，神不知鬼不觉之下，约柜凭空消失了。
He took the Ark of the Covenant and the other articles of furniture and went down through this cave system to hide them.
然后同时呢，也把刚刚我讲的那个大卫的帐幕，还有金灯台、陈设饼啊，这一类东西呢，这个圣所至圣所最重要的物件呢，一起都运到这个石窟系统的某一个地方，把它在这个石窟里面把它安放在那里。
While Jeremiah was hiding the Ark of the Covenant in a cave in the parcel of land that he bought from Hanamiel, his cousin,
当耶利米啊，他把这个约柜啊，跟刚刚讲这些东西，透过这样地道系统呢，运到了那一块地，那一块地就是当初耶和华神叫他买的那块地。
one of the priests began to make a marking in the cave wall.
然后其中的一个祭司啊，他呢就开始在这个石窟的外面啊，他这个墙上就开始做记号。
He said he was doing it so that they could find their way back to where they hid the Ark of the Covenant through this cave system.
他做这样的目的是因为呢，因为这个地道啊四通八达，那如果不做记号的话，回来以后找不到到底是哪一个。
The scroll of Baruch says that Jeremiah came back and rebuked that priest.
然后呢，就在这个找到的卷轴啊，巴路所写的这个书卷里面呢，讲明了说耶利米那时候就回来了，当场斥责那个祭司。
He said the Ark of the Covenant and the Tabernacle of David must remain in this secret place until the last days.
他就说啊，因为啊，这个约柜还有大卫的帐幕啊，他们必须一直存留到这里，直到末日。
At that time, God will confirm these things.
到时候呢，神自己会来确立这个事情。
He will confirm the covenant with his people.
他会呢跟他的子民坚立那盟约。
And the cloud of glory will be seen above the mercy seat as it was in the days of Moses and as it was in the days of Solomon.
当那个时间点开始的时候呢，那个时候你会看到耶和华的荣光啊，就显现在施恩座2个基路伯天使当中，如同当初所罗门王跟摩西的时代一样。
In the days of Amos, the Ark of the Covenant had already been hidden. The tabernacle of David had already been hidden. It was broken down, but it will be reassembled in the last days. And the Ark of the Covenant will again sit in the seat in the tabernacle of David.
当那个阿摩斯他发预言说，在末日那个大卫的那个帐幕要再重新建立的起来，那个时候啊，在那个时候约柜跟大卫的那个帐幕啊，早就被耶利米藏起来了。
Now the book of Jeremiah, Baruch records the last thing that Jeremiah did as the king's family and as the priests were being carried away into Babylon.
然后呢，巴路呢，他就记载下来，后来耶利米最后所做，在当他们的这些祭司们呢，还有这个皇族的这个王室的成员的被掳到巴比伦的时候呢，到底他就那个时候他记下最后一件事。
You remember the Torah scroll that they found in the temple?
还记得我刚刚讲的那个在圣殿里面找到的那个妥拉书卷吗？
Jeremiah wrapped it up and he handed it to the priest as they were walking out of Jerusalem, going to Babylon for 70 years.
就是那一卷书卷，那个时候啊，耶利米啊就把那一卷书卷卷起来。当这些祭司们他们开始他们被掳到巴比伦的路程之前啊，他就把那个妥拉书卷卷起来交给祭司，因为祭司也要被掳到巴比伦去。
He said, "You are going to go into captivity for 70 years."
他说：“你们到那里被掳70年。”
But do not forget the Torah again.
但是呢，在那里呢，你们千万不要像以前一样把妥拉的教导又抛弃了。
And so while the Jews were in Babylon, they started making copies of that Torah scroll.
就是因为这样的这些的犹太人呢，他们在巴比伦被掳期间呢，他们就开始抄写了很多的妥拉经卷。
They made hundreds of copies of that Torah scroll through the years.
他们1年之后，在那些年间呢，抄写了几百卷妥拉书卷。
In my office, I have 2 of those copies that are over 400 years old.
在我的办公室里有2卷啊，超过400年的历史的妥拉书卷。
Saddam Hussein wanted them all destroyed.
那个撒旦不是撒旦啊，那个叫什么胡山，哇伊拉克国王胡山呐，海山呐，他说他要把这些经典全部摧毁掉。
But one of his lieutenants figured out how he could make some money. Instead of destroying them, he could sell them to Jews.
但是呢，他的那个侍卫长很有做生意的聪明啊，他就知道说，我如果把这个给保存下，我卖给犹太人的话，可以赚很多钱。
So they got smuggled out of Iraq before the last Gulf War, and many of them have made it to Israel, and I have 2 of them.
所以呢，他们就拼命的走私啊，就把它运出来啊，在那个大战开始以前，所以呢，又运到了以色列，然后还有其他国家，然后他也拿到了2卷。
Baruch was the one that wrote the prophecy of Jeremiah.
巴录呢，就是写耶利米书的文士。
He said, I wrote all of the words of the Lord that came from the mouth of Jeremiah.
他说呢，我把从耶利米口中的耶和华的言语，我把它们记录下来。
Jeremiah was the one that said, the cloud of glory, the Shekinah, would be above the mercy seat as it was in the days of Moses and Solomon.
然后耶利米呢，的确有讲这句话，就是说呢，以后的时候呢，耶和华的荣光啊，会以施恩作为居所的那个荣光啊，这再一次要展现出来，就如同摩西跟所罗门王的日子一样。
He said specifically, God will confirm these things when the cloud of glory is seen.
他特别讲的这一句话，你们一定要听清楚。他就说哈，那个神呢自己会来证实这件事情，或者来坚立这件事情。所以当你们看到那个耶和华神的荣光出现在约柜施恩座的时候，你就知道事情开始了。
One of Jeremiah's students, his name was Daniel.
耶利米的学生之中呢，有一个人，他叫做但以理。
Near the end of the 70 years in exile, Daniel is praying about the 70 years.
被掳70年将满的时候啊，那个但以理呢就开始呢为这个被掳的事情呢祷告。
Being a child of the king of Judah, but also a high government official in Babylon, he knows he has a responsibility. So he's praying about these 70 years. What do I do? Is it just about here?
It's just about here. What does it mean?
The 70 years. That's just about
OK.
finished.
Alright. 所以呢，他呢本身呢，他既然又是那个犹大的这个贵胄的王族之一，然后呢，现在又是位居那个高位，对不对？在那个对，好，那巴比伦位居高位，所以呢，他就他有这两种位分，所以他就开始祷告说，为了70年来祷告啊，就是说，那是不是现在已经快要70年，是不是事情要开始回去，我们要能够回去了？后面的事情到底是怎样？
And that's when heaven sent the angel Gabriel to Daniel with a message.
那个就是当他在为这个70年祷告的时候呢，上帝就派的天使加百列呢，告诉他很重要的预言。
He's asking about 70 years, but the angel says 77s.
好，他呢，但你的祷告呢，是祷告那个70年，因为70年被掳满的，他们应该要能够被释放回去。可是先那个天使加百列来跟他讲的，不是70年，而是讲70个7。
And he said, from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem again will be 7 weeks, 7 sevens, and 62 sevens. A total of 69 sevens.
他说：“从发令重新建造耶路撒冷连城带好，重新建造那个命令开始起算，必有7个7，还会经过一个62个7的时段，总共加起来是7加62 69个7。”
So, from a total of 77s,
所以从这个总数70个7来看，
from the going forth of the commandment until Messiah the Prince would be 69 of those sevens.
就是说呢，从这个70个7之内，在69个7的时候会发生一件事情，就是从那个王下令耶路撒冷城墙连横到好可以建造起来起算，一直到弥赛亚出现，会有69个7的时空。
So, in Ezra chapter 7, it tells us about that command to go forth and rebuild Jerusalem.
在以斯帖记7章的时候，就是在那里那个命令的时候发出来的。
And this is when we leave Babylon and go back to rebuild the city and restore Jerusalem.
就是那个时候我们离开了巴比伦，然后开始能够建造耶路撒冷的城墙。3 more minutes。
Right, right. It says it was the 7th year of the reign of Artaxerxes.
他讲的就是亚达薛西王做王第7年的时候，
He's a Persian king, and we know exactly when his 7th year was.
他是波斯王，而且我们知道说他到底那个第7年呐，那是哪一年？
It was 457 before the Common Era.
所以呢是公元前457年。
It says it's the first day of the first month.
特别经文讲明了，就是第一个月的第一天，
That is the biblical New Year.
那个是那个符合圣经的新年。
The first day of the very first month of the biblical year.
就是第一天呢，是正月的第一天。这个正月是照符合那个圣经所规定的正月的算法。
And that's the day that the commandment to go forth and rebuild Jerusalem.
就是那一天下命令的，神就在那一天呢，让亚达薛西王下命令，让被掳的到回去呢，开始建造耶路撒冷城墙。
Now, you go 69 sevens of years from that date, or 483 years.
然后呢，你从那一天开始算69乘以7， 69个7，或者是483年。
You come to the first day of the first month of the year 27 of the Common Era.
然后呢，你会到达了公元27年的那个正月的1号。
It's right here in this chart.
那这个呢，就是在这里。
In a minute you can come up. Not yet
好，
though,
现在先不要来，等一下你们可以过来看，
because you have to listen carefully
因为
to
你们必须要很仔细的来听他现在要讲的啦，很重要啊。
the first day of the first month of the year 27.
就是说呢，那个27年的那个正月的1号。
Exactly 483 years after the commandment to go forth from Babylon and rebuild Jerusalem,
就正好就是从亚达薛西王的正月1号，是照圣经规定的正月哦。那个发令开始呢，到那弥赛亚出现的那一天呢，整整不偏不倚，就是69个7 483年。
it was on that very day that Yeshua walked out of the wilderness after 40 days of fasting.
就正是那一天耶稣呢在旷野禁食40天，然后呢受完魔鬼试探走出来。
John was on the shore of the Jordan River,
约翰施洗约翰那时候站在那个约旦河的旁边，
and he said, "Behold, the Lamb of God which takes away the sin of the world."
他就指着耶稣这样说：“看神的羔羊，除去世人罪孽的。”
Exactly 483 years to the day.
所以呢，刚好不偏不倚的，就是483年，连一天也不多，一天也不少。
But yet, the angel told Daniel one more thing.
但是呢，天使呢还有跟但以理说另外一件事，
That's only 69 of the 77s.
因为呢，他跟他一开始是讲70个7所以我们刚刚所讲的是69个7到的时候所发生的事而已，还有一个7还没解决。
There's 1 7 left on the prophetic calendar.
所以呢，在神的这个预言的历法里面呢，还有一7留在那里。
And that is from the confirmation of the covenant. He will confirm the covenant with many for 1 7.
那个是在但以理书9章里面讲的那个 在一期之内，他要建立那盟约，他要建立那盟约7年之久。
And Jeremiah says that the Almighty will confirm these things when the cloud of glory is seen above the mercy seat again.
然后呢，耶利米啊，大家记得耶利米也说了，就是说，当这个事情发生的时候，这个就是那个耶和华的荣光显现在约柜再一次也在约上面，这件事情就会来确认、证实先知但以理的那个最后一个期的预言的真实性。
That is what begins the last seven.
就是
The
从
confirmation of the covenant. The ark of the covenant revealed.
就是从那一个时间点开启的最后的7年，就是在那个约柜再一次被神显现出来的时候，
And the rebuilding of the tabernacle of David.
而且那个时候呢，也就是大卫的帐幕被建造起来的时候。
That's why the name of this book is The Mystery of Iniquity,
这个就是为什么这本书的书名是叫做《不法的奥秘》，
but more important than the title is the subtitle.
但是比主标题更重要是次标题。
The legal prerequisites to the return of the Messiah.
弥赛亚再来之前的先决条件。
These are the things that must take place before he returns.
这一些先决条件的事情啊，预言必须先发生，他才能够回来。
I know American Christians have been saying that Jesus could return any minute now.
我们知道说呢，其实呢，这已经几乎成为主流的教导。美国的这些教导，很多人教导说呢，耶稣是随时可以回来的。
That is dead wrong.
那错到太离谱了。
If he were to return tomorrow, we would have to tear out half of the pages of the book of Jeremiah.
如果他明天就回来的话，那么那个耶利米书啦，一半全部要撕掉。
We'd have to tear out the book of Amos that says the tabernacle of David will be rebuilt.
那个还有阿摩斯书啊，也要被撕掉，因为那里面讲到大卫帐幕要先盖起来。
We'd have to tear out the book of Daniel, the confirmation of the covenant that starts the last 7 years.
我们也要把那个但以理书呢撕掉啊，因为那里面讲到还有一个期啊，那个弥赛亚会建立那盟约7年之久。
There are so many prophecies that are yet to be fulfilled, and we get to be here to be part of it.
也还有那么多为数众多的预言呐、即将发生啊！而且呢，我们大家呢有生之年呐、就是有这个荣幸参与在其中。
This is going to be the most exciting epoch in the history of the human race.
这个几乎是全人类历史上面啊最兴奋、最让人兴奋、血泪沸腾的世纪啊！
And we don't want to miss a single moment.
我们呢一点都不想错过任何的时刻。